performance, but the question which you asked was about free and fair elections. So already you can see that it won't be a free and fair elections, because the most important thing is the resources. If we are not allowed to utilize our own resources, 135 crores from own bank account was stolen by the BJP ruling party, which is around 20% of what we spent last time. How can it be a free and fair election? And we are facing another onslaught on our accounts, because now 1823 crore rupees of demand notice has come to us. It means that they are going to do the same thing which they did last time with just 135 crore of demand notice. So this in no way seems to be a free and fair election. The democracy is under attack, and this they are doing to the principal opposition party, the Congress party, and other parties also. While I was coming, I got information that at least 2 other opposition parties also have got similar notices for the year 1993-94. So imagine these tax notices from 1993-94 are being sent to ensure that the political parties are unable to spend their entire amount of money which they have collected from their own resources.
माकन जी, कल प्रधानमंत्री ने कहा, ट्विटर पे कहा कि भाई कांग्रेस बाज नहीं आ रही है और दबाव डाल रही है। मतलब 70 साल से आप सत्ता में थे और अब 10 साल से सत्ता से बाहर हैं, सिर्फ 3 राज्यों में आपकी सरकार है, फिर भी आपकी इतनी हिम्मत हो रही है कि साहब सुप्रीम कोर्ट के चीफ जस्टिस को आप प्रभावित करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं। इतनी ताकत कहाँ से लाते हैं आप?
ये प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस ये सनसनीखेज खुलासे पर है। जो प्रधानमंत्री ने कहा है उसका जवाब कल ही हमारे कांग्रेस अध्यक्ष और मैंने दे दिया है।
ये आप कह रहे हैं कि ये लोकतंत्र पे खतरा है और ये इनकम टैक्स की टेक्निकलिटीज का मामला नहीं है, तो सुप्रीम कोर्ट जाने के लिए आपको इनकम टैक्स से क्यों जोड़ रहे हैं उसको?
देखिए, हम सुप्रीम कोर्ट में हमारे देश के सबसे अच्छे लीगल ब्रेन्स की हम मदद ले रहे हैं और हम इसको कानूनन हम लोग इसको टैकल कर रहे हैं और हमें उम्मीद है कि सुप्रीम कोर्ट से हमें न्याय मिलेगा और जो भी सुप्रीम कोर्ट में हमें कहना होगा, जो बात आपने कही है वो भी कहेंगे और जो जिस तरीके से हमारे को प्रताड़ित किया जा रहा है क्योंकि हम प्रिंसिपल ऑपोजिशन पार्टी हैं, वो भी बात हम कहेंगे। सुप्रीम कोर्ट में हम क्या कहेंगे इसकी स्ट्रैटेजी आज यहाँ पे प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस में बताना ठीक नहीं, लेकिन आपकी बात भी वाजिब है।
एक दो सवाल यूट्यूबर से लेकर
सर, माकन जी 135 करोड़ रुपए का लियन और 1800 करोड़ रुपए का डिमांड नोट, इन दोनों पैसे को हटा के कांग्रेस के पास कितना पैसा बचेगा लोकसभा चुनाव लड़ने के लिए?
आपको लगता है कि इसके बाद में भी कुछ बच जाएगा?
Mr. Maken, and also to Jairam, we've been reporting this story of tax notices for the past 1 month. But as just following up on Sanjay ji's question, why haven't you gone to the Supreme Court? One, you haven't done any political action of taking to the streets, taking out protests. There's not enough pressure on the government. If you feel that this is a deliberate act to deny you a level playing field, then there's no adequate response to that action.
First of all, I don't agree on both these counts. We went to the Supreme Court 3 times. So we have gone to the Supreme Court 3 times on these matters, and on 1st April we are going again. We went for an early hearing also to the Supreme Court, but Supreme Court said since we'll be hearing you out on 1st April, there's no need for early hearing. So on 1st April, there's already it is listed there. We went to the Supreme Court for an early hearing also, but Supreme Court said that no need for an early hearing. So it is not that we are not going to the Supreme Court. We have gone to the Supreme Court 3 times. And on 1st April, we expect Supreme Court to give us some relief. And second is on hitting on the street. We've had demonstrations across the country in all all state headquarters on this issue. We've had demonstrations twice, and from next week onward, we are going to scale it up. And you may recollect that Sonia ji herself, along with Kharge ji and Rahul Gandhi ji, came here to address this issue. Give me a single example when Sonia ji, Rahul ji and Kharge ji, all three of them together, Jairam ji, myself, the entire KC Venugopal, all of us, we took up this issue. So, be it in the court, be it in the public, or also on the street, we are very serious, and whatever best we can do, we are doing.
It's a threefold question. The IT one question. When the ITAT had actually heard this matter, it had noted that the 20% demand that the IT department had made, you'd not paid that, and the IT proceedings that started, recovery proceedings, were from 2021. Then why was this 20% not paid? And even at the High Court, when it was hearing this particular matter, Justice Yashwant Verma had a clear question to ask, that was the Congress party, sleeping till 2021?
Yeah. Very good question. I think this should be answered. When IT department was asking 20% at that time, 20% of 135 crores meant 27 crores. And we didn't have that much of money at that time. And once you give 20%, it is very difficult to take it back. This is the first. So when in this case, in this way, now they have raised a demand of 1823 crores. So should we be paying them 400 crore rupees to the income tax department? Should we be paying, do we have this much of money? And this is when they had asked us to pay 20%, that was the time when we were facing state elections. We didn't have money. So this money we had collected all through last year to fight the parliament elections. And they took away all the money and they are asking for more money. So if suppose 20%, using this 20% logic, if we pay now, we may be required to pay 400 crore rupees. So should the opposition party first pay 20% bribe to Narendra Modi's government and then contest the elections? Is this a level playing field? And 20% for just 27 crores for just 14 lakh rupees violation. Whereas for 42 crores of violation, not even a single penny is being charged from the BJP.
One of the reasons why, to add to what Mr. Maken has just said, that 20% is an admission that there is something that we have done wrong. When fundamentally we are arguing that the order itself is flawed and it is biased and it's politically motivated, to cough up 20%. This is like chanda do, dhanda lo. This is what the BJP did on electoral bonds. It took the money and then gave the contract. You can't do that on income tax assessments. And secondly, there is no guarantee that if our appeal is upheld, that 20 crores is in fact going to come back. So it's easy to say that this 20 crores should have been paid, but the political economy of the 20% is that this income tax order was fundamentally rooted in a desire to cripple the Congress party financially and to make the 2024 election unfree and unfair. That is the strategy of the BJP. Ajay.
Sir, how many accounts do you have? How many are frozen currently and how many are not frozen? And how much money did you raise from your crowdfunding exercise?
In total in Delhi, we have in our 4 banks around 11 accounts. And when I say 11 accounts, I'm talking about NSUI and Youth Congress. And this is, I'm talking only about Delhi for the Indian National Congress. They had first marked lien in all our 11 accounts to the limit of 135 crores in some banks and to the limit of 75 crores in some banks. They did this on 13th February. And unfortunately for us, in none of these bank accounts, in any of these bank accounts, we had more than 135 crores or 75 crores. So in all these 11 accounts, effectively, 280 crores got stuck because there was no way to reconcile amongst the banks, and there was no way that we could have taken out money and put it in one bank because the entire money was marked as lien. So we were unable to utilize full these 280 crores. So you imagine at the eve of elections, from 13th of February, for 5 weeks continuously, we were unable to utilize our 280 crore rupees. This was the first thing. Then the income tax department took away 135 crore rupees from these, out of these 280 crores. And it was day before yesterday evening that we were able to take out our entire amount of money and pay as advances for our election campaign. Just day before yesterday. And perhaps our last week's press conference played an important role, because after that only the government, perhaps, or the bank or the income tax department allowed us, because we were not allowed at that time. Whereas the news was being planted by the CBDT, by the income tax department, that no account is freeze. Right from day one, they were saying no account is freeze. Technically, they may say no account is freeze, but just tell me, when they have marked lien of 135 crores in a bank where we have 90 crore rupees, in another bank where we have 40 crore rupees, in another bank where we have 30 crore rupees, so effectively 90 plus 40 plus 30, the entire amount is locked, freeze. So when we were unable to utilize our 280 crore rupees, the entire amount was frozen. The entire amount was marked as lien, out of which they forcibly took away 135 crores from us, even when the case was going on in the High Court. So this is the high-handedness of the government, which you all should understand.
Any more YouTubers?
Crowdfunding, our crowdfunding, we, in just 1.5, 2 months, we were able to collect 25 crore rupees. And it was around 50 lakh rupees a day at an average we used to get. But as soon as the message went that our accounts are frozen, we also didn't encourage people to give money, because accounts was frozen. We never knew how much from this amount the government will, the income tax department will take it back. But 25 crores was what we were able to, and it is the highest in recent past any political party has been able to collect through crowdfunding.
Okay, one more YouTuber.
Mr. Maken,